Hey everybody, how is life in YouTube land, otherwise known as G-Man land? So, alright, we are going to have a little bit of a Redskins review. I did get a comment from our champ about my Redskins preview. I apologize for that. I was away. I didn't get a chance to do that. So, yeah, my bad. My bad. I'll make sure. Don't worry. Next week we're going to be early on the Saints game, so we'll get that taken care of. Just a quick review here about what happened with the Eagles Redskins. I mean, look, this is kind of what happens when you can't block. I mean, look, the Eagles lost this game because they could still not protect Bradford. And look, there's some drop balls. I mean, Bradford actually looked a little bit better in the second half. He looked a little bit more like what we thought he was going to look like in the preseason, where everybody thought Eagles were going to the bowl, and everybody on Breakfast on Broad, the dumbest show on TV, thought they were going to the bowl, all right? Or, as sometimes I like to call it, the Cup. So, there's no reason for, people to see anything. Don't look anywhere else. There's no ghosts. There's no goblins. See what I did there? That little Halloween reference? Yep. I bet y'all love that. You know what? Two things. You want to fix this Eagles team, you fix it in two ways. Offensive line, no question there. I mean, that's just the worst offensive line ever. There's some college teams. I mean, I think Alabama's got a better line. Ole Miss has a better line. There's some Pac-12 teams that have some better lines, and there's some Big 12 teams that have some better lines. And then, yes, the most hated conference on the planet that I can't stand, but I have to tolerate them every Saturday, the Big Damn 10. And yes, I went to Penn State, but doesn't mean I have to like the Big 10, Don't like Ohio State. Oh, how I hate Ohio State. And Michigan State are 1 and 2. So, the Eagles need to have an offensive line that needs to be able to block, okay? AKA back in the days of John Runyon, Trey Thomas, Jamal Jackson. You got to have guys that are able, to Artis Hicks. I mean, we had guys, Jermaine Mayberry. We had guys that could block. People they trash Andy Reid, but Andy Reid never went 2 years in a row without drafting an offensive lineman. All right. What I saw on Sunday was they had the Redskins suck. No offense to any of my DC fans. Redskins suck. We made you guys look like you were going to go and win the Super Bowl this year. You're horrible. You guys got nothing. Nothing. Jordan Reed is your best receiver. He sucks. Alfred Morris, average. Kirk Cousins, a Michigan State quarterback, does what every other Michigan State quarterback do. Nothing. So, we made them look like Super Bowl champs, or at least that look like they are going to the bowl. But they're not going to the bowl. They're going to the bottom of the basement of the NFC East. Mark my words. Today, October 5th, they are going to the bottom of the NFC East. If the Eagles, and I'm going to probably be accused of being a homer and like all this other shit, as opposed to my other comment that the dude said, hey, you hate the Eagles. I'm going to be accused of being a homer here and say if the Eagles get their shit together, they can actually, turn us around. Here's why. Ready for this? Check this out. In a week from now, here's what we're going to be saying. The Cowboys are going to be 2-3 because they're losing to the Patriots. No questions asked. 2, the Falcons are going to beat the Redskins. They're going to be 2-3. So you got the Cowboys at 2-3 losing to the Patriots. You got the Redskins at 2-3 losing to the Falcons. Can it be the Eagles win against the Saints and they go 2-3? Now everybody 2-3. You got the Giants coming to town. The Giants are going to beat the 49ers. You got the Giants coming to town. The following week, the Giants are 3-2. Eagles are 2-3. And oh shit! We win. They lose. We're fucking 3-3, and so are they. And everybody's happy because now the Eagles are in first place. And by the way, the Cowboys will lose again, so they'll be 2-4 because Josh Whedon. I know his name is Brandon. I'm calling him fucking Josh Whedon because the motherfucker should be doing movies. He should be doing the Avengers, not playing football. Josh Whedon sucks. Your name ain't Brandon, it's Josh. Josh Whedon should be doing the Avengers, and that's it. Should not be playing quarterback for the Cowboys. You suck. And the only reason why they beat the Eagles is because you already had the lead. When the Eagles played them again second time around, I expect the Eagles to win that game. But, having said that, you lost the game yesterday because your defense was fucking exhausted at the end of the game and it had absolutely nothing left. Nothing. You can't put a team out on the field for 79 or whatever it was, 78 snaps. Our defense cannot be on the field for that long. They are going to tire down. Keep in mind, they only let up 23 points. This is a good D. If it was 35 snaps to 40, they probably would have only let up about 13 points. We win. By the way, if that was the case, the average in the NFL is about 37.5 to 40 snaps, okay? We are doubling that. If you take those snaps and lower them by half, which is just the norm, so just bring everything back to the norm, the Eagles are giving up 13 points a game. By my calculations, we're either 3-1 or 4-0. So, the defense is actually doing fine. It's our offense that can't get their shit together. I'm not going to rip on this defense for that last drive. I'm sorry. I'm not. That's not their fault. They're gassed. They're exhausted. They're tired. It's fucking 80 snaps. Billy Davis, you do suck, but this was not on you. And this was not on your defense. This was not on your line. This was not on any injuries. This was not on Maxwell being injured. This was not on Bear being injured. This was all out. You decided to open the playbook in the second half so that Bradford decides to go long. Once to Riley Cooper. By the way, anytime Riley Cooper can beat a corner, if Riley Cooper can beat a corner, I can beat a corner. So that means you should have probably been throwing the ball to his side of the field because that cornerback sucked. There used to be a thing in the old days, back in real football, all right, before the NFL stood for the No Fun League, where you would target the cornerback that sucked. That's how Izell Toast Jenkins got his nickname, because people realize he sucks. Throw to him. Right, until the defense adjusts, and then you throw to the guy that's single covered. What a fucking concept. But Chip, I am the most arrogant motherfucker Kelly, decided not to do that until the second half. Now, first half, you just didn't do diddly squat. Had you scored 3 fucking points in the first half, I know that dude missed the kicks, fine. Maybe if he would have had 2 shots at it, maybe he hits 1. And I know that the kicker missed 4 points, and that would have won the game. They're all the intangibles that go along with this. But if the offense would have opened it up to begin the game and not just petered it out the whole first half, they would have won. And if they would have had a line that could block and open up holes, they have no blocking scheme. What you used to see in years past was the Eagles used to have a zone read. So you get the center coming in there, walling off the nose tackle. Guard comes in, seals that off. Now the running back has a nice lane to run right through. Now, we used to have that. We don't have it anymore. And that's why none of these guys are getting any openings, because the talent level of the offensive line. Matt Tobin sucks. Andrew Gardner sucks. Barbre sucks. Kelsey, I don't know if he's just taking on too much, but sucks. Lane Johnson injured. Peters injured. They're the only 2 guys that are any good, and they're injured. First round next year, and they better trade someone to get a second round. First 4 rounds better be offensive linemen, because this team is in dire need. And oh, by the way, you better go out and sign some free agents next year, offensive line, because this team is only an offensive line away from being pretty damn good. Bradford didn't look bad yesterday, all right? He did not look bad. I don't think he threw any picks. 3 touchdown passes, a couple, maybe 300 yards, 250, something like that. Not a bad day at all. And you still lost. So what it means to me is that, and you notice Chip Kelly slowed the game down, by the way, in the second half, because he knew my defense is fucking gassed. They were sucking wind. You got to be able. You can't have an oxygen tank. Be like, I can't fucking do anything because I sound like Bane. You can't do that. You got to be able to give your defense a break. And the offense has to have some sustained drives. And in order to do that, you got to be able to have an offensive line. So it all starts in the trenches, all right? And that's why we lost this game. So here we are, 1-3. Welcome to, week 4. Now we go on to week 5, and we get a chance to play the Saints. We'll break that down later this week. I got some movie reviews coming up for you guys. I'm gonna break down Black Mass. Good movie. I'll have that up by probably tonight, maybe tomorrow. Black Mass, Everest. Not a bad movie. Pretty good movie. Not as intense as people think. The Green Inferno. Kind of gory as shit. And Pawn Sacrifice. And then I'll get into Sicario. So we have some movies coming up that we'll get a chance to review. You guys let me know what you think. If you guys like them, click the like. If you guys think that you don't like what I'm saying about them, hey, leave it in the comments below. And I will definitely get back to you, let you know. We can have a little banter back and forth on this. Any kind of social commentary anybody wants to bring up, we can have them too. With the race coming up, we can have that, break those things down. And until then, this is G-Man on G-Man Live signing off saying, fly, Eagles, fly. We're going to win next week against the Saints. Book it. You heard it here first. Peace.